Welcome to the AmericanaMusic.com podcast with your host, Sarah Popejoy.
Today on AmericanaMusic.com, we welcome the Doohickeys. The duo consists of Haley Spence Brown and Jack Hackett. Their debut album, All Hat, No Cattle, has charted at number 1 on the Roots Music Report and number 21 on the Americana radio charts. They also currently have 3 singles on Sirius XM's Outlaw Country. Give a hoot and holler for the Doohickeys. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. I want to hoot and holler.
Yeehaw! First off, we like to kind of get to know where everybody's from. Haley, you want to talk a little bit about where you're from?
Yeah, I grew up in Liberty, Missouri. It's a little town outside of Kansas City. My grandpa raises cattle there. My dad is a lawyer for farmers in particular in eminent domain. And yeah, I grew up around a lot of country people.
Wait, what'd you say your dad did?
So he's a farm lawyer. One of the songs on our record is called Farm Lawyer. He does eminent domain law, so working with a lot of farmers and government organizations that take land and sequester stuff.
Okay, so that's why I had to ask, because I was like, wait, back that up. I think she just said farm lawyer.
Oddly specific one.
It's not the professional term.
It is not, no, but he likes that I call him a farm lawyer, so we do.
Works better in a song.
It does.
Yeah, I think so.
So Jack, where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. If anyone's familiar with that city, I grew up in Chastain Park, right next to a horse park, one I never visited, but it was there. Very little interaction with horses over my life, and it's hilarious to have grown up next to a horse park and stable, like a massive one, and have done nothing with that until now.
I would have loved that as a kid, having that close by.
I grew up with cattle behind my house, but I was still in a suburb. I'm in Oklahoma. So I totally get the proximity thing, but I know nothing about cattle.
You know, they stink a little bit.
I know you can tip them over. That's about all I know.
A lot of fun. I've never succeeded.
I've never tried, so you're one further. I read in your bio, but, for our audience here, talk a little bit about how you guys met.
Jack, you want to take this one?
Well, we both went to the University of Southern California in Los Angeles, California, to pursue the path of entertainment. I went for film. Haley was there for acting, and we both started working on this college TV station show called The Breakdown, which was like Weekend Update for 30 minutes at, I think, 9:30 in the morning. So it wasn't the greatest time for that show to exist, but it was every single week, and Haley was the host and I was one of the writers and producers. Then we graduated. It was a couple years out of college, and I got into country music. I grew up on Southern rock and stuff like that, but country was just a step too far. So I discovered country music, and then I was blasting that. We used to have parties at my house a lot. It was the post-Halloween weekend parties where all the decorations and candy was cheaper, and everyone still had costumes, and there was no competition for other parties.
Oh, I like that.
They'd be insane. So this party, each room had a theme, so my room just became the country room. I was just blasting country music the whole time. And Haley's like, "The hell, you like country music? How did you know this about you?" This is new. This is 4 months new. You would have never known. Then we decided to write some sketches involving funny songs, just picking on tropes. Haley was smart, and you can take it from here.
We thought we'd just make some internet sketches and see how they would do and put them online for ourselves, but we were like, what if before we record these for the internet, we try them out at an open mic, just see how they go, because we both come from comedy worlds where you want to test it with your audience. And so we tested it in front of an audience just to see how the jokes would land, what we wanted to rewrite. The open mic we went to was like, would you guys come back next week and do the paid spot and do more songs? And we were like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And then from there we got booked again, and we kept getting booked, and we were like, I think we might be a band. It was an accident. It was it was meant to be comedy sketches just to make us laugh, and then it turned into a whole project that we pursued for now 4 years.
Oh, wow, that's so cool. And your first song was I Wish My Truck Was Bigger, right? Which I see the whole Kenny Chesney connection with she thinks my tractor's sexy. It's not a far leap. I think that was the first song I heard from you guys. I was like, oh my gosh, I freaking love this. Out here in Oklahoma, they just bigger and bigger.
Got a lifted truck. It's great. LA, you can't have a big truck. There's just nowhere to park it.
Right.
It's funny.
Small Priuses and your...
Are you guys in LA still now, or?
Mm-hmm. We're both based in Glendale.
Okay. Where is Glendale?
It's just kind of northeast of downtown. It's still Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Own police and own fire department.
We got our own mayor, so when there's certain problems in Los Angeles, they go, you voted for this. I go, I actually did not. I'm not a part of this. I have my own
Were you guys close to the fires, or were you affected by it at all?
We got very lucky. Our houses are both fine. We were able to go and get out of the city when it was all happening. We evacuated to our friend's house in Studio City, and then we evacuated from her house to Orange County.
Yeah, we were woken up by like the Amber Alert alarm on your phone.
Oh.
Glendale sections, blah, blah, blah. You got to go. I'm like, what? It's like every little section of the city had a code, but none of us had been through anything like this. So no one knew what our code was. They're just like, hey, you have an alert on your phone. You should probably leave. I'm like, okay. And then your throat hurt. You looked outside and the sky is like orange and black. And you're like, oh God, it's right on top of me.
Oh, wow.
Go, go, go. And just, I only packed up instruments and Western clothes. Like nothing else mattered to me in that moment.
It was funny to see what mattered to you in the 30-minute evacuation planning. It was like, truly only instruments and cats for me. I didn't bring any clothes. I should have brought more.
My parents like, did you grab your birth certificate? I went, I don't know where that is. That stuff I don't look at very often, so I don't quite remember where I put it. It's in some drawer somewhere.
Yeah, but we made it out okay. We actually raised a lot of money for the fires at our first album release show at Margaritaville. Put all of the money towards LA fires and made over $2,000, I think.
That's awesome. That's great. Really cool. Oh, and I also heard, being from Oklahoma here, that Will Rogers' place got burned down too. That was awful. He's got a museum out here, and I don't know how familiar you guys are with him or not, but apparently he was the it thing back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
He had a battleship named after him and everything. I think that like pretty much.
Well, I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah. A fun fact you'll never need.
No, I will use that because all I want, I know I've made it in life when I have a sandwich at a New York deli named after me, but now I want a battleship. My bar has just been raised.
Yes, for sure. Your new album, All Hat, No Cattle. My brother and I lived in Nashville for a little bit, and he made a keen observation that the difference between Oklahoma and Nashville is the fact that people who wear cowboy hats and cowboy boots in Oklahoma actually like farm and stuff and have cattle, whereas Nashville, not so much. But anyway, so, I mean, of course, I love that title. Talk a little bit about that title track song and the album too.
Well, I was home for Christmas and my grandma and I were sitting in her kitchen and she described a neighbor as being all hat, no cattle, like some guy who lived down the road who definitely had cattle, but she was really mad about something he did. And
all the cows just died from a disease. That guy's all hat, no
all
cattle.
Hat, no cattle. Yeah, I don't know. I heard the term. My grandma's one of the best people in the world. I love her so much. But I'd heard the term before and I just hadn't like synthesized how funny it was until she described the man that way. And I was like, that's a song. I gotta go sit down and write that. So I did, and I took it to Jack and he made it better. And then that's where we got that song. Yeah.
I don't think I touched that one too much. I think that one came in pretty good.
That one, it was one of the few that just flowed out really easily.
Yeah, that was
just,
pretty good.
Wrote itself once you kind of got the idea.
I think I gave you the word skedaddle.
You did.
And I think I helped maybe structure it.
Give me Ferrari too.
I did Ferrari.
Yeah, really. All right. Ferrari. Yeah, but it was fun. That's one of my favorites on the record to play live and to.
Yeah, that one turned out really good because for a long time we didn't know how to arrange it.
It's a lot of words, but it's
a lot of words, and like we played it. You can go find it on YouTube on my personal channel. That's like the first thing we ever put out, and it's purely acoustic because I don't know why I always say acoustic. Like I keep messing that word up. Acoustic.
Like fancy pretentious.
No, it's like a Q-tip, but it was like slower and just with an acoustic guitar. And then we were doing it live for a bit, like full band, but just like faster and almost became a punk rock song, which is not the right energy. And then figured out like the good medium and tempo and feel of everything, and made that song. I think it might be my favorite one on the record, just because it sounds so big and feels really powerful, which I wasn't expecting from that song, from how we've always been playing it, which is the two of us on an acoustic.
I also like that I play and fiddle and sing with it too, which is fun because it's hard. There's not a lot of songs where you can play fiddle and sing at the same time, but that one just suits it nicely.
Oh, I didn't realize you play fiddle. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's part of the fun.
Cool.
We played orchestra in middle school and high school, and then it's come in handy when we started this country band.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, and I like how in the song you break it up like into each verse is like about, a country singer who's not really what he sings about, and then a politician who's kind of slimy, and then a preacher who's just like not what he preaches. Really cool way that you group those all together. I thought that was cool.
Those are the people I think of when I think of All Hat, No Cattle.
The second song on the album I wanted to talk about about Can't Beat My Old Beater. Man, that is a great song. Very toe tapping. It's funny, but it's so grooving, you know, you can just listen to it over and over again. It's really, really cool. For those who have not seen the video, the part where it says rippin' harmonica, rippin' resonator. It's one of my favorite parts.
I came up with that at about 2 a.m. when I was putting that video together and making sure it came out on the day.
Jack makes a lot of the video content that we have because he studied film. It's great that he has those skills and can do that.
I haven't just studied film. I've dedicated practically my entire life since I was 7 years old to making movies and spending a lot of time alone in my room.
Just so you could write rippin' banjo solo or rippin' harmonica solo.
That is what it's all led to.
Yeah. But all that being said, it's because we have a great band. Our band rocks. The guys that back us up that played on the record, Jordan Bush is on harmonica on that song, and he can play every instrument like nobody's business. And then it was Taylor Kropp on slide on that.
Taylor
right?
Kropp and Resonator, yeah.
So
I still have his guitar here. He won't pick it up. It's still
you
back here.
evacuated with that one, didn't you?
I know. I evacuated with it because I don't want my friend's guitar to burn. I was like, Taylor, I saved your guitar. He goes, you can left it. I don't care. I'm like, that's not the reaction I wanted.
Don't you see Taylor all the time, too?
No, because he's always on tour. Then if I see him, I'm not gonna like go to one of his shows and be like, hey, I brought your guitar. And also, he has no car right now, so he can't pick it up.
One thing that I really like about what you guys do, and this may be me getting too heady with it, but I tend to go that direction anyways, is that great songwriting takes people on a journey and then reveals a truth to them. When I think of people like John Prine or people like that, for songwriting, a silly song anybody can write, but I feel like you guys take some of the deeply social issues within country music and kind of disguise it as comedy in a way, but you're still true to the music and true to the art form of the music with not skimping from songwriting or the production of your songs. That's what makes you guys different. And I wouldn't necessarily classify you guys in like a Weird Al Yankovic or something like that, because what you guys do is something totally different.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
Saying that, yeah. I think both of us view comedy as like a means of critiquing the status quo and kind of creating a lens to reflect society. And I think that a lot of people maybe miss that in some of our songs. We've been asked, what are some of your serious songs or your real music? And I think both of us are like,
what do you mean, dude?
What do you mean? Yeah. Because there are some undertones of, we have Too Ugly to Hitchhike. Also, if you distill it down, it's about being insecure about who you are and you're all that kind of stuff. So all of them have some element of truth and what we experience on a day-to-day basis in them.
How did the songwriting bug hit you guys?
I grew up writing a lot of songs because I had sisters and moms that I didn't want to read my diary, so a lot of things were coded into verse. But none of those have ever really been shown to people. I never really took songwriting seriously. It was more of like a thing that I did for fun by myself, for myself. I think once Jack and I started collaborating, it just became, it works with us because we both want to bring songs in to show the other, and we both can sit down and write one together, and it flows really nicely, and we hold each other accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Your song, This Town Sucks. Talk a little bit about that. I really love it.
The town's a shithole. Really hate it. We don't ever want to go to it. It's a nondescript town that sucks. And kind of what you were talking about earlier, like flipping tropes on their heads. And like when we were first starting, because we were coming at it from a comedy angle, hardcore at the beginning. Now that we figured out what our tone is, I think. But at the beginning, we're like, what are the tropes of country that feel false to us? And for me, all the songs about living in a small town just seem like a lie, because I'm like, these just all seem horrible to me. Is there a way to flip this on its head? Haley grew up in a small town, and she's like, I got this one. And she came in with this beautiful song. I can't remember. Did you end up finding the original version?
I don't think so. I don't think I found the original.
She wrote this brilliant version that was like, she plays it so pretty, and I was like, this song's really good. And she's like, yeah, it's just not funny. I go, I know. And I go, well, how about in the chorus, instead of being like nice, we just say exactly what we want to say, which is just, this town sucks. And then we're like, this whole place blows. We're like, okay. And then pretty much the rest of the chorus was the same that she already written, and that was my contribution to that song, was just say what we mean.
That's what you said, and then I just went and I rewrote it and brought it back. Yeah. So I needed that push to make it funnier. Say the joke, name the joke.
Yeah, because sometimes the funniest option is just to say exactly what you're thinking. And then sometimes the funniest I'll walk around it because people have equated this one to like a punk rock song. I think because we're just like kind of so blunt with the delivery.
Yeah.
There was a Ramones musical I saw, but it was pretty cool. Yeah, I still wear the t-shirt. It was very small production. I think they're working with Phil Spector in theory. It was about them making an album. And he's like, I love what you guys do because you guys go, I'm upset. And you write a song called I'm Upset. And you go, I don't like this. And the song's about just, I don't like this. It's like, it's brilliant. I think that's just like stayed in my head is that scene from this musical. And it was just like, just say what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Because in that song, it ain't a place you move to. It's a place you wind up. This town sucks.
That was a Jack contribution, that line.
Yeah. And the line about we don't sell liquor here because that was a law in Georgia. We didn't sell alcohol on Sundays or something for a while, which to me would seem bizarre because I'm like, we're still drinking it on Sundays. Why does it matter if we can buy it?
Missouri, you can buy alcohol whenever you want.
See, that's freedom.
I think you were able to drive in a car with an open container until very recently.
You could. There's videos of people in Missouri being interviewed. So what do you feel about not being able to drink or drive? He goes, well, what am I supposed to do when I'm driving home? Just want to take a load off. It's hilarious. If you just look up like a Missouri like drinking and driving interviews, it's out. They're all in their car.
That's awesome.
When they're interviewing them. It's awesome.
People.
Yeah. I think you were in it.
Probably.
I want to talk about the song Rain It In Cowboy, which is the first song on the album. And I want to talk about the video. I love how you have like zombies chasing you.
We had fun with that video.
I don't know how we got to zombies, but I like it.
Yeah, well, the song was inspired by a guy who grabbed my butt in a bar. Yeah, that's what I'll say about that. Don't do that, gentlemen. It's not good. But I went home and I wrote the lyrics that I wanted to say if I had been a cooler person or more badass. I took it to Jack. I was like, I have some lyrics. I don't know what to do with them yet. And he was like, I have this riff. I don't know what to do with it yet. And we were like, oh, I think that'll work together. And then we just smushed it. And that song wrote itself in like 5 minutes there. But then we were like, we want to make a music video. Jack has all of these skills to make really beautiful film, really fun, interesting films. And
Go back.
Beautiful films. It looks great. Because he knows what he's doing.
Interesting. That film was interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I think we were both kind of like, what does groping make us think of? How can we translate that into a visually interesting or funny story? And we both landed on zombies. Zombies, they come after you. You don't want them to.
Haley could be touched by like zombie guys and it wouldn't be like uncomfortable to watch. But if you had like a bunch of normal dudes in a bar, this is just like, I don't know if this is going to be any fun to just watch you just get sexually harassed for an entire video. Like, doesn't seem like a great move.
But if they're like kind of flirty zombies, it's more fun.
And they're all kind of like, they look dead. We had fun with makeup.
Bugged all our guy friends to come in and let us put makeup on them.
Yeah, some of them were offended by the shirts I told them they were going to wear. Most offended was Devin, who I put in the Milady shirt. He goes, this one's too fitty. This isn't fair. I go, sorry, man. And here's a fedora as well.
We made our friends do things that I'm surprised they're still our friends. So.
I know. And that guy moved in with me. So he must have liked it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you put it that way, I mean, yeah, that would be a totally inappropriate video. The zombies now makes total sense. And I do like how, Jack, you became a zombie in the middle of it, too.
At first, I wasn't even in the video. And Haley's like, you have to be in this. I go, yeah, but how do I? Because I don't want to touch you. So how do we do that? I mean, we watch so many zombie movies. And we're like, oh, what if I just turn? I turn evil. Like,
originally, we were like going to have a horseback riding scene. We wanted to do a big budget music video. We were like...
And our friend Chris, who I've done a bunch of music videos with, I had him come co-direct with me. And he was like, there's no way we can pull off this version. I'm like, okay, then we'll make it one room.
And that helped. It kind of like,
that helps, yeah.
Talk a little bit about your song, Farm Lawyer. I want to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah, that one is about my dad, Ward Brown Esquire. He's an eminent domain lawyer out of Kansas City, out of Liberty. He works on our historic downtown square.
Oh.
Yeah, he's great. I grew up watching his, like I go to court sometimes and watch him do his thing. There's a lot of trial law and litigation and basically stands up for the little guy. It's what he he is really passionate about. He thinks it's really important to give back to communities, and he'll do a lot of pro bono work and stuff too, but that's his main specialty, is fighting against the big man, the government, when they come in and try to take your land and build a road, which is important that they are able to do that. They got to build roads, but they also got to compensate farmers fairly, and landowners or property owners or whoever it is. I wrote that song with him in mind, trying to kind of write Dolly Parton-esque what our take would be on a Dolly song. Yeah, the eminent domain lawyer community found it and sent us these really cool vests that have, do you have yours? He's gonna grab it.
This is great.
Yeah, because they never get recognition, the eminent domain farm law community. My dad played pedal steel on that song on the record. He grew up playing pedal steel, and so we bugged him to come to Los Angeles when we were making the record and sit in for that song and for I Wish My Truck Was Bigger. He played on both of those.
Really?
So we got Ward Brown involved as much as we could, and he was very gracious to do it. He came out here and he broke his pedal steel on the way, and like a rod came off of it, so he had to go to the pedal steel store, and there's one like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from LA.
It's practically in San Diego.
Yeah, so he drove down, and every single one of his pedal steel idols just happened to be at the store having a meetup that day. Kid in a candy store. Yeah, he's never been happier. He's coming back out in June for their new meetup too. I don't know. He's like made a bunch of friends through.
Nice. You got to send Jordan with him.
I know. That's why I was like, I'll tell Jordan about it. He's like JD Manis is going to be there and all these other people, and he's just been so excited. So we love when Dad gets excited.
That's just great. That's great. So do you guys have some shows coming up? What's next on the Doohickeys schedule?
Yeah, Dad, you want to take this?
Okay, I'll sell it. But we're doing a lot of LA shows. We're coming to Nashville. We're going to be opening for Jim Jeffries at the Ryman on April 11th.
Oh, wow.
And then we'll be at Zany's Comedy Club on April 12th. Yeah. Get your tickets wherever they sell them. That's the big out of city date.
So that's kind of cool.
Close to LA that we have on the schedule. So you can look at our website online too.
That kind of opens up venues for you guys, doesn't it? Being able to do both comedy shows and country venues. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the Ryman. Wow. I mean, are you excited? You got to be excited.
Well, it's only our second time doing it. So,
It was funny. We've opened for Jim at the Ryman one other time when we...
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It was our 5th ever gig, which is crazy to think about now.
Oh my!
No, it's stupid. It's stupid. That shouldn't have happened. That's so stupid.
We got so lucky. Jim was the nicest person. He came and saw us play, and he asked us to do it. It was so much fun, and I think it kind of solidified us trying to pursue this too. That first one, but it'll be really fun to go back and be like, guys, we've been practicing for 3 years.
Haven't we improved? Yeah, we're singing the same song. Shut up.
Some new ones thrown in.
I love it. I love it. That's great. Same place, Patsy Cline and all those guys.
Who? I think Florida Georgia Line played there. I'm pumped.
That was very kidding. I'm just clarifying that he knows who.
Come on, people understood it. People understood it.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know what? Every time you make a joke, I'm going to go tell everyone. By the way, everyone, it was a joke. I want everyone to know, even though everyone laughs, I want everyone to be aware you were laughing at it.
There's somebody on the other side of the radio thinking, gosh, they don't know who Patsy Cline is.
You guys have been just a joy, and I've laughed as much as I thought I would.
Good.
It's just been fabulous talking to you guys. I hope that you continue to do what you're doing and keep making more music, because it's really cool, one of a kind stuff. Everybody should go out and check out the Doohickeys, their brand new album, All Hat, No Cattle.
Thank you for having us. It's really awesome that you feature independent artists and really give us a platform. And it's really important to have that in the scene, especially now when all these Spotify and things are happening. So we appreciate you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
And we are currently seeking representation.
Hint, hint.
Very independent.
Here's a short clip from next week's interview with Jonathan Rundman.
And he said, well, why don't you come to Nashville? We'll reserve a studio and we'll lock it out for 3 days, bring the Silos touring band, stay at my house. He said, I'll cook all the meals and we'll go to the studio every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and we'll knock out the whole record in 3 days and we'll record to analog tape. And I thought, I've never done anything like that in my career. I've made many records, but never like that. And of course, in recent years, I've been in the Pro Tools world, where you're recording to a computer and then everybody's tracking independently from one another at different times. And I thought this is a once in a lifetime chance to get these musicians all in the same room, just like the way they made records like the Rolling Stones albums or something, with 4 people in a room and they start up the tape machine and you go.
Thank you so much for listening to AmericanaMusic.com podcast. Be sure to go to AmericanaMusic.com and find playlists of the Americana artists we've interviewed here. Also, be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast platform.